Forget blame. Take responsibility for everything in your life, even for things that don't go right. And when you start to take more responsibility for the things in your life that aren't even your fault, more opportunity comes your way. I'd like for you to get what I call in your power stance. That's with your feet about shoulder width apart. Right now your hands at your side. The only way you will ever change is if you believe the problem is here. Because if it's out there,
fair enough,
then we're not going to do anything to change. We don't want conflict.
Right.
Please have conflict.
Right.
Have it the right way, because that is the only way that you're going to learn and grow. I want to show you the power of a moment. You have to be present in this moment. Number 2, you have to be aware of the possibilities. And number 3, you have to be willing to take massive action. Think about where your focus is when there are challenges. We're talking about taking personal responsibility and how this gives you power in your life. And as you look back on your life, your weeks, your days, your months, you will have a sense of satisfaction that comes from choosing what it is that you want to have done in your life. It's difficult for the first reason that I just explained of how our brains work. The second reason why responsibility is so difficult has to do with the culture that we live in. We live in a culture where placing blame is deeply rooted in our culture. Avoiding responsibility is part of what we do, and science has proven that our attitudes are literally catching like a virus. And blaming is a virus that can infect all of us. So I'm Spencer Horn with Spencer Horn Solutions, and what I do is I work with executives, I work with teams. I'm a certified team performance coach, so I will go into an organization and I'll work with executive teams to really help move them to where they want to go. Retrace this figure without crossing over any lines and without raising your pen. Go. I saw a couple different solutions. Start here, go here. How many of you got something similar to this? Number 2, you have to put this stick on the ground. The skull creep is what he said. Okay, yes, we want to be leaders, we want to be the best, yes. But how we get there and that impact that we have in the people in our lives and the teams that are around us, that's leadership. Because if you say that your family is important, and you allow your schedule to be filled up by trivial and non-important activities, how important of a value is your family really? If you say that exercising is important to you and you don't make time for it, is that really important to you? I have people tell me all the time, I coach and I work with executives, I'm too busy. You harness your brain's power when you give it direction and vision. Because having purpose gives you power. Fail forward, learn from your mistakes. Listen, I haven't always made great choices, and one time in my life I decided I was going to start a business without doing my complete due diligence, and I did not have my wife's support. I went ahead anyway, and within 4 years our savings were depleted. We lost our home. I gave it back to the bank. It wasn't the bank's fault, it was my fault. When you blame outside sources, you give away your power. Nobody caused that but me. Ladies and gentlemen, there is someone responsible for all of your problems. Fast food is responsible for obesity. You know that, right? Cigarette companies are responsible for cancer. A big part of leadership is the ability to manage the task, the bounces and passes. The filing of the paperwork, the regulations that you have to deal with, everything that you get to do with every day, and it is a bunch, I know. And the relationships between you and your clients, the relationships between you and your team, and your coworkers and your peers. And when we miss those things, they become the gorilla in the room. And another part of leadership is understanding intention versus impact. It's not what we intend that matters as leaders, it's what our impact is. Watch your thoughts. They are so powerful. What are you listening to? What are you reading? Who are you talking to? What is filling your reservoir? Whatever it is you do, you have power to be happier, to have greater satisfaction, to lift and elevate other people. And I challenge you throughout the rest of the day to question where your thoughts and attitudes are and how they're creating the outcomes in your life. Every day,
with those thoughts that will then manifest themselves in actions and therefore results in your life.